Hello and welcome to Poland Daily. We're on an excursion to the city of Łódź. It's right in the center of the country. Known as the Polish Manchester, it's a city of art and industry. And that's where we are for this series of episodes. Łódź is famous for factories making all kinds of things, as we'll see. In its heyday, it supplied textiles to the whole of Europe. In post-World War II Poland, Łódź also became a factory of dreams. It was the site of the Warsaw Film School at Łódź, and it earned the city the sobriquet of Hollywood. That's right, the Hollywood of Poland. The film school produced such top talents as Roman Polanski, Andrzej Wajda, and Krzysztof Kieślowski, and many others, as we'll see. There are more superlatives in this city, about 75 miles southwest of Warsaw, the capital. Łódź boasts the largest shopping center in Poland, Manufaktura. It's made out of an old factory complex. That's the largest shopping center in Poland. It also boasts the longest pedestrian street in the country, Piotrkowska, where you will find all manner of restaurants, clubs, and just about everything else you'd expect on a pedestrian street, including a statue of Arthur Rubinstein, the famous pianist who was from Łódź. And the pièce de résistance, marrying both technology and art, is the Science and Technology Museum next to the railway station. This is a world-class museum. It looks like something that belongs in the Smithsonian Institution. It's interactive and impressive. That's Łódź, and that's where we are on Poland Daily Travel, your destination for perhaps the best travel about Poland you'll find anywhere. Poland Daily Travel. Like us on YouTube and like us on Facebook. We like you. Watch us now. Hi, and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Will. This is Paula.
Hello.
This is Tom,
Hi.
our friend from Łódź. And we're talking about some more about this huge complex called Manufaktura and its history. Tomek, where are we standing now? What does this gate represent?
This is the main gate to the factory, and thousands of workers were streaming through this gate to the factory itself.
Every day? Yeah?
Every day.
Do they work 7 days a week? Or?
I think 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So from very early in the morning to the evening.
Okay.
So this place at the late of 19th century were really buzzing with life in early morning. Imagine these crowds of workers coming here to work in a really hard
like
condition.
Running into a metro or something during the day, right? In the big city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and how long would they work? Do we know how long their workday was?
I think it was around 10 hours. I suppose.
It was a long work day.
Yeah, of course, it was a long. There were no trade unions or labor rights.
Yeah.
So of course, from today's point of view, they were exploited by the owners of the factory. But in 19th century, it was something really common. But finally, it finished in the rebellion of workers in 1905. There was a big rebellion of workers who were demanding obeying their rights and preserving better life conditions. So, so it is like this very, very 19th century style capitalism.
They call them the robber barons in the United States. The names like Carnegie and Rockefeller, and everybody knows the story. Pulitzer, and all these various people who built huge fortunes, and before there were any sort of political or even social rights for the workers. But so these guys, these two fellows, what were their names? The ones who built this complex?
Israel Poznański.
Okay. Poznański and his friend, or
no,
two brothers.
There were two brothers,
there were
but
brothers.
Another brother owned another factory. So
this was Israel Poznański.
Israel Poznański's factory.
Yeah, and we talked about the film Promised Land. If you want to know more about it, watch the film Promised Land or read the book.
I want to know more.
You want to know? You should watch the film. It's a great film. Daniel Olbryski.
Right? Olbryski.
Pshoniak as well, yes, right? They play the two
You are
fellas.
right.
Yeah.
This is a really
Yeah.
famous Polish movie.
Right.
And and it shows very well how this place looked like in the 19th century.
Yeah.
So if you would like to move from 21st century to
Yeah.
the roots of the modern capitalism,
Yes.
just watch The Promised Land.
And where did they live? They lived next door. I mean, Israel Poznański built a place. It's now the Łódź Museum, isn't it?
Yes.
It's right
it
next
is,
door.
And it is called Palace because, in fact, it is palace.
It's a huge building, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
very,
it-
very grand. Yeah.
Great, huge building, elaborately decorated.
The biggest palace in town, is
yeah,
it?
it is biggest
The biggest palace
in
okay.
town. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But
No
which was not
doubts.
famous for its aristocratic families, particularly, was it?
Yes, it's of the not aristocratic but capitalistic.
Right. I
Because
want to
there
make that point. Yeah, I
that's
want to
it.
make that
There are
point.
no
yeah. It's not a
aristocratic
rural
background.
town. It's a manufacturing town.
Yeah.
And the wealth was created by business people making things. It was not a landed gentry or aristocratic city, was it? It wasn't like
I
that
think
at
so.
all.
And one-third
Yeah.
were Jews, I think, before
Is that
the
right?
war.
Yes, it was
yeah.
very multicultural
Yeah.
city.
Yeah.
There were Jews, Germans, Russian,
Yeah.
and Poles.
Uh-huh.
So that's why it's also sometimes called Lodz, the city of four cultures.
Right, okay.
And that's why here
Yeah.
the cultures, the languages, the different traditions mixed. Unfortunately, this multicultural word perished, especially because of the Second World War. Of course, the Jewish population perished in Holocaust.
Yeah.
So, but it used to
Well,
be
of
a
course.
multicultural city.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, can you tell us anything else about the palace, particularly? What should we know about that? It's the biggest house in town. It was built by the man who made this huge complex, the biggest factory in this part of the world at
Yeah.
that time. The size of the area is about the size of what, 30 some football pitches.
Pitches, yeah. And there is one short story showing how affluent was the Poznański himself, because he ordered to put on the floor of one of the chambers gold coins, rubles at the time.
Gold rubles.
Gold rubles.
Because this was in Russian part of the
Yeah.
partition.
It was in the Russian part of the
Yeah.
partition. Actually, it was very close to the border between German and Russian
partition, areas.
zones.
Yeah.
Areas.
Zones.
So he ordered
Better word,
to
yeah.
better
Yeah.
word. And so he ordered to put these gold coins on the floor, and
Yeah.
of course it was done. And
Okay.
he came and said, "Come on, it's not what I wanted to do," because he wanted to put them not horizontal, but vertical. You know, to put them vertical on the floor, not horizontal, so to use much more to show how rich.
So you
it
could
is.
just walk on the
Walk
edge,
on the edges,
ends of them.
on the edges of the
Yeah.
coins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, no
He's
one
like
knows.
a maniac, this
Yeah,
guy.
it's like, of course, this is probably.
It's probably not true.
It's probably not
It's
true.
an apocryphal story.
Apocryphal story,
Yeah.
like urban myth,
Yeah.
aimed to show how rich Mr. Poznański was.
Well, Mr. Poznański was obviously a very successful and a rich man, a man who took a lot of chances to do it, and a very interesting part of the history of this part of the world. Stay with us on Poland Daily Travel. Look, we just walked down here past the Vienna House Hotel, leaving the palace behind us, the great palace that you were looking at before and that we were talking about. And now behind us, what do we have? What is this?
Yeah, did the worker used to live here?
Yes, you're right. Here you can see the workers' residence, or rather flats.
Which is all under construction now.
It is under
being
renovation.
it's under renovation
It's under
now.
renovation.
Yeah.
So as you can see from their window,
Yeah.
they were looking directly
At their
on
place of work.
The place of work.
Yeah.
So
So part of their pay would have been to be able to have accommodation here.
to have accommodation here, exactly, and
Yeah.
other facilities like hospital, school,
All in there?
Yeah, in the complex, which is also behind this building, because here we can see only one of the buildings.
Yeah. So, okay. So now we've seen the palace, we've seen elements of the factory, the hotel, well, the converted hotel. And now we're looking at the houses where the people used to live in, which probably are going to go for a pretty nice price once they're renovated, right?
I suppose so. Like,
Looks like they're going to be nice sort of townhouses or something like that, or apartments, right?
yes, that's it. And now such apartments are going more and more popular in the former factory buildings. So it's going to be hopefully really fancy.
Yeah, it's, I think it's going to be very nice. Well, anyway, that's here at Manufactura. We're moving on. We're going to go on and see the train station, which has been totally renovated, and eventually we're going to go to a very nice museum. So also brand new, the Museum of Technology, right? Yeah.
Brand new, but in the former power plant.
In a former
So
power
it's
plant.
everything in Lodz.
Everything in wood.
It's modern, but in the historical spots.
Right, and these former manufacturing
Exciting.
places. Yep. You like that?
Yeah.
You ready to go to the museum? Maybe we'll take a train ride.
Yay!
What do you think? You want to go to a train? Where do you want to go? You want to go
the
somewhere?
museum.
We're going to take a train ride to the museum. It's next door. We can walk. Okay. We'll be right back. Poland Daily Travel with Tom and Paula and me, Will. See you later.